Hey team, welcome to our Wednesday webinar. We have Ashley. I'm like going all crazy now because I've got Ashley Sinclair on here. Now I'm nervous.
Oh, please stop it.
We're so excited to have her on our call today and to ask her a few questions that you guys have given me and to get some great tips for us to build our business. So first off, we're going to start and have Ashley share with us her story about It Works and how she got to where she's at and kind of where she came from. So go for it, Ashley.
Well, hello
Hey
everyone.
team, welcome to our Wednesday webinar. We have Ashley. I'm like going all crazy now because I've got. Oh, sorry.
Is it replaying it?
Yeah. Okay, now we're good. Now you can.
Okay, no worries. Don't worry about it. My name is Ashley Sinclair. I am from Lubbock, Texas, and I started with It Works about 4 years ago. I was not looking for this business at all. I'm sure a lot of you can relate to that. I had no desire to do anything other than what I was doing. I was very happy. I'd owned my own business for 8 years. I was really proud of that and thought that people that did network marketing were crazy and that they were part of a scam. And I thought all they did was just, carry around a bunch of crap in tubs to parties. And, I was just never interested in anything like that. And, but I had a girl from junior high. She sent me a message. We had a very weak connection. But she sent me a message on Facebook just letting me know about this awesome company that she had found and this crazy product. She was a hairstylist, and so she had gone to a hair show and found this product and that it really worked and there was women making all this money and I should take a look at it. And so I, being the very smart person that I am, I deleted the message immediately and said, oh goodness, my sweet friend from junior high got into a pyramid scheme. That's so sad for her. And I went about my way. But, for about 2 weeks, I really just could not stop thinking about the product and that, if this product did what she said it did, then I wanted to try it myself. I knew I had at least a few friends and family that would want to try it. So I decided to give her a call and ended up signing up. And, from there, it really just was how do I say it? From that point, I decided to start doing my training. And, I really just wanted a little bit of, free product, maybe some extra money, but I never saw this for what it could be really at the very beginning when I signed up. It was just more of a, yeah, sure, I'll get you off my back. I want to try the wraps anyway kind of thing. So I want you to know there's hope for people that sign up like I did, just like, whatever, fine, take my money, I'm done. I don't want to mess with you anymore. But she kept telling me to do my training, and I said, okay, fine. So I needed to know how this product worked and what it did and how. I didn't even know what one looked like whenever I started. I'd never been wrapped, never even seen one. So I did my training, and during that, I really, really saw the vision of this company, and I really connected with the hearts of Mark and Pam and Cindy, and I said, I think there's something special here. What if I really, really tried this thing? If there's people making 10 grand a month, what if I could make $1,000 a month? That would be insane for my family. That would just be a dream. So I wrote down my goals and said I wanted to make $1,000 at the end of 6 months and that I wanted to be making $2,000 by the end of a year. That was my goal. I said, if we could do this, if we could pay our mortgage and insurance at the end of a year, what would that look like? That would be crazy. We would have so much money. We'd be so rich. And so, yeah, that's really how I got started and why I got started. And from that moment, I just knew that there was something different, and I set to work. And, I think I went ambassador in 7 months, and I attribute that to a couple of different things. One of them being, I owned a business for 8 years. And so a lot of my contacts and networking happened before I started this business. So while I'd never been in a network marketing company, being in business for myself, I'd made a lot of contacts. And I had a lot of people that when I said, hey, I'm going to get involved in this new business, they said, okay. So I had just bought my second business. about a year and a half prior, so there was new contacts there. So, I talk to people a lot whenever they start comparing their journey. Wow, I haven't even gotten to Ruby in 7 months. And I say, look, you're either going to build your network before you start this business, or you're going to build your network after you start this business. So some of you are, you're starting to build your network now that you're already in it, and that's okay. But anyway, I moved really quick, went to ambassador, and I feel like a lot of that was due to a big network that I had. And then I think the other part was just catching that fire and that vision that, hey, I don't want to look back and wish I would have worked hard. I was watching other people around me, making 15, 20, 30 grand a month and going, okay, they're no different than me. Why can't I do it? They might be a little bit smarter. They may even have a better network. They may have been in it longer, but they're never going to outwork me. And so that was my thinking from the very beginning was I won't be outworked. So I just worked my tail off. And I think the other thing that happened was I just found some really great people at the right time that ended up in the right spots. All of my top leaders that are presidential and above are all level 1 to me. No, one of them's level 2, but they're all personally enrolled, and so I got part of it, a little bit of it is, I don't want to say it's luck, but it's kind of chance how it ends up falling on your chart and where people end up. All 5 of those people could have been in one leg, and it would have taken me longer. So anyway, I think those 3 things are kind of what helped me get where I am really quickly, but that's sort of why I joined and my journey up to ambassador.
Perfect. Thank you. I like that you touched on your network thing, because that's something we've owned a salon for 12 years now, and so we kind of started with that network too. And people are like, well, how do you have all these people? But we worked for I guess at that point it was 9 years before we joined It Works. So like you said, like it just depends on what you were doing before It Works, or where you get that network from. So I'm glad that you touched on that. Something along the lines of people that you talk to and stuff. Something that somebody wanted to ask was, how many people are you talking to or contacting a day? And where do you get your leads? Are they people you're blitzing? Are they your warm market? Are you where are you getting your leads, and what are you?
Sure. Well, I still work my business pretty much the same way that I did at the beginning. Until that stops working for me, I'm not going to quit. So, yeah, a lot of people are still in my warm market. I wish I had it in here with me. I left it in the kitchen. Just kind of a far way away from where I am. But I have a notebook of every single person that has mentioned interest in the business since the end of 2012. I didn't start keeping really good notes until about a year later. So they were on scrap pieces of paper and everywhere else for years. But so for about 2.5 years, I've got this notebook full of people that have told me that they were interested. So follow-up is huge for me. But yeah, these are people that I am blitzing. These are people that I've met through Facebook. I do almost all of my work through Facebook. So I know a lot of people do, a lot of new leaders are doing Instagram, and that's solely where they're finding stuff. I'm still old school on the old school bandwagon. So until that stops working for me, I'm going to stay there. We do have a website that we have worked really hard on for, 2 years. And so I blog and do a lot of that stuff. And so that'll bring in some leads. That's definitely not the majority, but that's where some leads will come from. Mm-hmm. I do a lot with referrals, and I stay in really, really good contact with my loyal customers. So I do a lot whenever I'm out with blitzing. I do a lot with drawings, and so I'm following up with those people all the time. And then once they sign up, I'm really big on referrals and asking them either to host an online party with me. So I do a lot of online parties, and I try to do that with the people that I've collected their info from that week. I invite them to an online party so that I can show them and then let them know, look, if you invite a few friends, I'm happy to send you a free wrap or send you a free gift for, as a referral for hooking me up, and kind of having that party. I've tried before where I've let them host it, and it doesn't ever work out quite like I think it's going to.
Yeah.
So I usually try to have it and invite several different people and do it all at once, because if not, I may have one girl that then only invites her mom, and then it's just me and her mom and that girl, and it's awkward. And so it's like I've learned, that you want the more people, the better. So even if you can team up with people, I do that. But yeah, I mean, I'm finding my leads the same way that I did a long time ago. Still posting on Facebook consistently, still reaching out. I send a lot of messages. You asked how many people I'm contacting a day. It really just depends. I work my business by this. I have videos on it, so this may be old news to you guys, but this is a blank sheet. But I work my business on this rule of 5. And I don't even know if it's showing up well. It doesn't look good.
Yeah, it is good.
Okay. But yeah, I work my business every day off of this. So I always list 5 things I'm grateful for. I just think that sets your day off in a much better way. I was frustrated this morning because I dripped coffee all down my new shirt. And then I had to just have perspective and remember, there's refugees in Syria right now that don't have a home. So, we have to keep perspective. So I feel like that's what this does for me. Anytime I'm having a rough morning, just start out with what I'm grateful for. And then and then the next thing I do is start out with encouragement. So I think encouraging people on your team is huge. And not just that, but then I always try to encourage somebody that's not on my team and try to make a connection there. But then here I go to people that are already personally enrolled to me, or people I've adopted that are on my team. And I'm following up with them and making sure, hey, how are you doing? I'm charting for them, helping them with their loyals, helping with wording, checking in with my personally enrolled loyals. And if I know they're loving the business, know they're loving the products, I'll ask them to join the business. And then distributor prospects, I make sure that I'm contacting at least 5 people a day and at least 5 people for loyal customers each day. Okay. And so that's kind of my rule of thumb. There are days whenever I do way more than that. Today, already I've sent out 40 follow-up messages just in the last 45 minutes before we did this, and I'll probably send out another 100 because it's end of the month and I need 9 more loyals. And so every day, every day is a little different. There's some days whenever I only respond to what might come in my inbox and what might just show up that day. I'm not actively seeking because, I may be taking the day off with my family or just getting caught up and organizing. But for the most part, I try to stick with that rule of 5 so that every day I'm making some kind of a connection with somebody.
Awesome. I love that. I haven't seen that before, so I'm glad that you showed that.
I did a whole Periscope on it one time, so a lot of people know what I'm talking about. But yeah, and people can make their own version of it. I just typed up something really quick, and it even has a little to-do list at the bottom and reminds me to post on my Facebook business page, to post on my group page, to put people to, to read my Bible, to, just all those things that I need to do to keep me well-rounded. So.
Right, I like that, and I think structure is good, especially in this business because it's easy for us to just not work it. No. Because we're our own bosses, so I like that a lot. I'm going to have to start doing that.
Yeah, everybody needs a system for how well, the thing I like about it is I know that no matter what that day holds, I've got that to fall back on. You know what I mean? And normally what I do is on Sundays, that's kind of my catch-up day. And so normally on Sundays, I'm going through, and anybody that didn't sign the week before that I was talking to, or that liked my post, or that, whatever it is, I'm going to go back and follow up with them. So I try to fill those out for the week as much as possible, so that then whenever it's time, if I'm in the car waiting for my daughter in pickup line and I have 10 minutes, I've got something that I can look at and do. And I'm not stuck just scrolling and wasting time.
Yes, that's awesome. I love that. So when you are contacting these people, so say somebody contacts you and says that they're interested in the business, what are you sending them? I always tell everybody to keep it simple, but people like to have an idea of, what's either a script, or is there a video? What do you usually send somebody that's interested?
I have a script, and I have it saved in the notes on my phone. Let me see, where is it? I have it saved right here for easy access, except that I can't find it right now, so that's fun. But, oh, here you go. I just tell people hey, thanks for your interest, and one of my favorite things is that we really have something for everybody. We have weight loss, we have skincare, we have health and wellness. And then I just tell them it's $99 to sign up as a distributor. Here's what you get in that. It's really simple. And then the other thing I really like to say, and I make sure is in there, is you get your website immediately activated when you sign up so that people can start signing up right away, so that they kind of have that thing in their mind, like, I don't have to wait for my kit.
Right.
And then I just tell them how we make money. Like, we make cash sales when we sell a wrap. We make commission off all the orders placed under us. We make a bonus every time we sign up a distributor. So this is kind of the basics of our compensation plan. But the company also frequently offers bonuses that range from $500 to $75,000. So we're looking for two kinds of people that want to join us, customers and distributors. And then at the end, I mean, that's it. I mean, it's only this long.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's that long. It's not that long. And this is after they've said they're interested. I don't just send that to people. This is like, send me more info. And then the thing I end up with is always telling them, look, the main thing to remember is that I'm here to help you get started, and that I'm going to be coaching you along the way. So this isn't something you have to know everything about right before you start. And then I'll just say, do you have any, does that answer the basics, or do you have any specific questions? Because when we get into trying to answer people's questions before they're asked, that's whenever we give way too much info. We try to, anticipate what people's questions are going to be, and they may be ready to say, yeah, I'm ready to sign up. I've had people that I've said, hey, I got your message, and are you interested in trying out the wrap? Yep, I'm ready to go. Where do I sign up? And if I were to just send them all this, hey, so glad you're interested in the wrap. It's the ultimate body applicator. It tones, tightens, firms in 45 minutes, and you're going to lose people. So don't answer the question that hasn't been asked. I try to just give them, here's how we make money, and here's the kind of people, and here's who we're looking to sign up, and it's $99. Do you want to do it or not? I'm here to help you. And so from there, let them ask those specific things.
Yeah. I like that. And like you said on your Periscope last night about like answering their questions for them, I think if we're sending them so much, at least I know for sure I did at the beginning, I sent way too much information at first.
Oh, me too.
A lot of people.
Yeah, me too.
I want to go back to all of them and be like, can I start over and share this with you again?
Well, I used to, I would send things like, oh, hey, Nicole, I know you own a salon, and I just, I'd really love to work with you, and here's a salon proposal, and here's like the 84 ways you can make extra money, and, here's what the wrap's doing, and,
Right.
I mean, it was ridiculous what we were sending out. And, my thing I send out now when I'm prospecting is, hey, Nicole, I love keeping up with you on Facebook. You and your kids are so stinking adorable. Hope the baby's doing well. Listen, I have found some success with this amazing business, and I know you might think I'm crazy. I thought it was crazy too, but I would really, really love to send you some info and just see what you think. Could I send that over to you? That's all I say. I don't even say it works. I don't even say what the product is. Just that. And then when they say they want more info, that's what I send.
Right. Sorry, baby's thinking that he's not happy. Okay, so a few more questions. When you do sign a distributor, what do you do to get them started? Is there something that you send them right off the bat? What do you do to help them get a good start when they first start?
Yeah, I mean, I've got a welcome email. I'm sure all of us do, just a very basic, here's where you log in. This is your eSuite. Here's the difference between your eSuite and your website, because I think that confuses some people too. Like, here's your back office.
Right.
This is where you're going to go. It's already activated, so go sign up your mom, sister, cousin, and best friend today on your loyal, as your loyal customers. And then I just give them their, your first goal is your 4 loyal customers here, and I type that out for them. Like, here's what a loyal customer is, and then I add them to a group. Obviously, I let them know that I'm adding them to my group page and to not be overwhelmed. But the main thing I want to do is just get them welcomed, get them logged into their eSuite, starting their training. And then from there, I feel like it becomes sort of a back and forth on what questions they might have. And you can tell when people are ready to work and when they're not. You can tell whenever they're still a commission hold distributor and haven't even logged in to the eSuite, and they signed up 3 weeks ago. So obviously they haven't done their training yet.
Yeah.
But you can tell. Once people start doing their training, you can tell because they've got questions. I kind of start everybody out the same way and then try to get them launched. So if they're local, I try to do a party for them, or I get them set up with an online party almost immediately and say, hey, let's get you your 4 loyals. If that doesn't work, then I try to get them on FaceTime and help them with their list, making their list, and try to give them the scripts and wording and help them right there get their 4 loyals.
Cool.
So that's what I do.
I like that, and I think it's good, especially with them at the beginning, to keep it basic like that. You know, really just showing them the basics of what they, you know, what we need. One other question was, somebody wants to know if you have the inside scoop to conference.
I wish I did. Here's all I know, but it's pure rumor. So I heard Tampa and I heard Orlando. I heard Orlando for sure, and then I heard Tampa. I heard it would sell out, and I heard that it's in February and not January.
Yes.
This is seriously all they told us at Dash. So we were all like, what about conference? And Mike had a really good point. He said, you know, I just feel like, he said with WOW, we wanted people to focus on that and not turn around and be freaking out about how they're going to pay for conference yet. So it does sound like it's moved back 1 month, so, or at least 3 or 4 weeks. So I think it'll help people, but I have no clue. I would tell you.
Yes. While we're on the subject of conference, will you just tell them a little bit about, I mean, I've been kind of talking to them, you know, kind of preparing them to be ready, because I have heard that it's going to sell out and stuff. Can you just tell them a little bit, you know, why they should want to go to conference, maybe something that conference has done for you, or
Sure.
Like that?
Well, I didn't go to the very first conference. I had just gone Triple Diamond, and I didn't even know what I'd gotten myself into, and I didn't go to that first conference. But the second one I went to, you know, I feel like for me, every conference has been so different. Now I've been to, I guess, 3 or 4, and every one has been so different. And they all, first of all, just the excitement of being around your team, of being around a bunch of like-minded people that don't feel like you're crazy. You know, the world can make us feel like that sometimes, just doing network marketing and selling a crazy product like we sell. And so I think being around that many like-minded people, it does something for your heart, you know. I think being able to see how genuine our leadership is. I know for me, that's really when my husband got on board, was whenever we went to a green carpet and he met Cindy Pentecost, and she was telling him about how she did the shipping. She was doing the shipping even 2 years earlier, and Danny was like, these people are so humble and just humble beginnings, and they built this the right way, just solid. They didn't, you know, get too big before they slowly built. And so I think seeing the heart of the company and really knowing what they're about has been huge for me. That's part of what keeps me working so hard, is I know this thing's not going to crumble anytime, because we have the amazing leadership that we've got. So I think meeting them, I think there's always a huge moment for everybody there. Everybody will have a different one, but if you asked everybody their aha moment from last year or the year before, it's all going to be different. You're going to take away that one thing that could change your entire business. And the other thing I think it does is it always gives me courage. So not that I'm necessarily a person that's timid or afraid, but it always gives me a new courage to be able to go out, and the calls and the texts and the messages that I send after conference are the most on fire. To all my chicken list people, they're so different than the ones I send out the rest of the year, don't you think? I mean,
for sure.
I have to have people with me. You kind of get this feeling like, okay, after being around all this, how can I not tell people? Like, this is my job, is to tell everybody, not answer for them, and to tell everybody about this business. So those are just, I mean, just off the top of my head, those are reasons why you need to go. But yeah, I think it just kind of solidifies your belief in the company. And I'm always the type of person, I want to know the info the very first second it comes out. So you always get the scoop quicker than everybody else. So anyway.
Yes, that's everybody keeps asking. I'm like, I don't know. Nobody knows really. I mean,
I know.
Things that really anybody's said, but I think it'll be great anyway. But with this new product, I'm glad that you mentioned the WOW. What ways do you have, do you have an idea of how you're going to market it to people? I feel like it's going to speak for itself when we let people try it and stuff, but with you being there and trying it and stuff, what are your thoughts on it? I kind of talked about it last week on it, you know, what they talked about on our conference call last week, but what are your thoughts, and I don't know, what can you share with us about this new product? I'm excited about it. And
well, you should be crazy excited about it, because to sit there and watch people's faces change right in front of you, I mean, Y'all, it's unreal. And for it to happen so stinking fast, it's not, I mean, you think the wrap works fast, but imagine in 45 seconds, people's skin just changing right in front of you. It was unreal to watch. So one of my thoughts is that I'm going to have like a loyal VIP party. That's one of my very first things I'm going to do. And I'm sorry, they're remodeling. If you hear a saw in the back, I just sorry.
He's over here. You got
I keep cutting you off. I was like, they're remodeling, so who knows what it'll sound like. But yeah, so I think one of the first things I'm going to do is have like a loyal VIP party. So anybody that's already a loyal, invite them over and have them try it out. Right. I want them to all get on it. Pam was saying we need to sell, like we could sell the, not need to, but one of the things we could do is sell the samples for $5 each. Mm-hmm. So that, when you're at a party, if you think about it, if somebody's wrapping, maybe that could be an incentive that if they buy a wrap, they get to try the wow. Mm-hmm. I want to have like a wine and wow night where that's kind of all we try. And then yes, we'll talk about the wraps, of course, but kind of get people on that product and talking about it. Mm-hmm. You want to get as many before and after pictures as you can and get it on as many people as possible. So if you are younger, I know for me, like I didn't have great results. I put it right around my eye, and I can't believe I didn't save the rest of it. It was the way I opened it. It's like mine just kind of went everywhere, so I was so upset. But I did it around my eye, and that's really not my problem area. I don't have like puffiness or circles or crow's feet yet, and so there wasn't really a big change at all. Mm-hmm. So I was kind of sad that I didn't know to try it. I wasn't even thinking. I have these lines on my neck, and I cannot wait to put it like on half of it. So if you've got lines on your forehead, I would recommend just doing half of it. Those are the most impactful. Only do one eye at first. If you've got really deep lines around your mouth, only do one side to show people. I think wine and wow nights are going to be great. If you think about spending $46 and then potentially getting 2 or 3 women off on, an almost $50 product that they're going to want every month, it's crazy. I also want to make sure that I'm going back to all of my salon people, because anybody that's in a salon should be selling the crap out of this stuff, because their people are going to be sitting right in front of them. They can tack $5 onto every single ticket and put it right under somebody's eye while they're sitting there and let them see it. You can get a ton of before and after pictures. So it was amazing to watch, and I think people are going to really flip out when they start using it on themselves and seeing what it does. But yeah, I can't wait. And just with a name like that, I mean, how do people not want to try it? So yeah, that's my plan.
Yeah, I'm excited. That's when they came out with it. I don't know. I feel like it's kind of a game changer for us too. Like I feel like it's going to be a different part to our business. Like our wrap is awesome, but I feel like this is gonna change a lot for us. Kind of give us another boost and give us a way to introduce the wraps in a different way too. Like a different approach, like you said, like do the wine and wow. They're only coming for the wow, but little do they know you're going to tell them about everything else. So.
Absolutely. Well, and I think the other thing it did for me was it just reminded me that our company always has something ready for us, and it made me so excited for the future, because just about the time you start thinking like, that you might need something new or that you just kind of need a pick-me-up or something, here they are. And they've had this in their back pocket for a while. They had hair, skin, and nails in their back pocket for a long time. And they're so smart with their marketing and knowing when to bring things out at the right time. And so it made me, on a business side, it made me really excited to be working for a company that they've got products that are going to blow our minds in like 2020 that we haven't even thought of yet. And so that makes me really, really pumped that if they're going to come out with something like this, what's next, So I love that they keep giving us stuff that keeps us on our toes and keeps us moving and keeps us working and gives us kind of new energy. Because I'm with you. It's just not that the wrap parties aren't where it's at, and not that it, but when I've been doing it for 4 years, and the thought of something kind of new and to be able to talk about something new, especially to people that have supported me for 4 years, they have used the wraps, they have tried the greens, they have tried stuff. It's keeping those people that you've not even so much for the new people, but just keeping the people that have been with you for 4 years, keeping them excited about the product line and wanting to try new stuff all the time. I'm excited about that.
So we're going to finish up. I love that, and I'm excited just to try it. But
awesome.
I'm excited for what it's going to do for our business.
Yeah.
So to finish up, what's like one thing that you feel like you would tell anybody in this business, or like, what's your best advice for somebody that's brand new or that's been in, you know, I've been in for 3 years. What's the best advice you would have for somebody that's trying to build their business and keep going?
I think one of my main tips that I give all the time is to work with urgency. And I really feel like people let the day-to-day, drag them down and forget that they were meant for so much more, and that if you'll put in the time now, this business could be paying you crazy amounts and set your whole family up for the future. That book, The 4-Year Career, I love that book, and it never really clicked with me until I realized that, what I make in 4 months is what we would have made in 4 years. And when you start thinking of it that way, you go, oh my gosh, how could I not work while this opportunity is in front of me? Because is it an incredible opportunity? Absolutely. Will it be here the exact same way with the exact same window in 10 years? I don't know. Nobody knows that. Will it be the same way in 5 years? Who knows? Why even wonder? Why look back and wish you would have worked really hard? If you knew that you could be one of those first top people in Mary Kay, let's say, a business that's been around for 50 years, I look at those little books that they give you with the women in it that are making $200,000 and $300,000 and $400,000 a month, and they've got these old 1980 glamour shot pictures in it, so that they're not actively working but still making that much money because they worked their tail off when the timing was right. And you guys, that's where we are. We're in that phase right now of a business where we will be around for 50 years, okay? But I want to still be making this kind of a check and not working my tail off like I am right now whenever I'm 70, okay? Whenever I'm 60 and 70, and I want to be passing that down to my kids. And so I just tell people to work with urgency. Because when are you ever going to find a company like this with the products that we have, with the leadership that we've got, with the compensation plan that we've got? It's truly unreal, and it should make you want to just jump out of bed every single morning and go work. So I always tell people, work with urgency. If you're brand new, if you've been in for 3 years, I feel like we'll always regret the Netflix. We'll always regret watching Scandal and catching up on The Voice, and we'll never regret putting people in the computer. We'll never. So I don't mind giving up some of those things right now so that my future can look totally different. At 40 years old, I'm only 33. I can't imagine at 40 what life's going to look like, because I'm working with urgency now. I don't want to let it pass me by and wish I would have done more, So that's my biggest tip for people.
I love that. Thank you so much for that.
You're welcome.
Anyway, I think that's about it for today. Thank you so much for joining us. Time out of your day. My team was all super excited to hear from you. So
good.
I'm sure they'll all love watching it. Also, team, if you guys haven't caught Ashley's Periscope from last night, get on there and watch it before it expires tonight, because it was really good and it had a lot of really great tips. I didn't want to double dip on it because they can watch it. So.
Yeah, I'm trying to edit it now. It did save to my phone, so hopefully I can edit it and hopefully get it up on YouTube, because it was a pretty good one. It worked out really well. So
it was really good. I loved it. So anyway, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you guys.
Take care of your children. They're cracking me up.
We have a window, like a door with a window in it,
yeah.
And I bribed them to stay in the other room, and
yeah. I can hear them. It's working well. Well, you go take care of your kiddos. I get it fully. So
yeah, thanks, Ashley.